Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Matters Ago. Today I'm talking about people who stick to one genre of music as the music that they listen to. Now this is a phenomena that kind of annoys me, simply because you should never be closed-minded when it comes to the arts. This includes film, this includes photography, this includes music, this includes paints, sculptures, and so on and so forth. Once you become closed-minded, you've stopped judging things equally. I get quite upset that there's people who call themselves specifically metalheads. All I want to listen to is fucking metal. Now look, I don't have a problem with metal. I quite enjoy some metal. Cannibal Corpse being one of my favourite metal bands, I quite enjoy it. It's very rough and brutal and kind of hard to listen to at first, but once you get used to it, you can appreciate what they've done. I mean, they've made some amazing music. Yes, it's not the easiest thing to listen to, but if you actually listen to it, a lot of work has gone into the compositions of their tunes, and I can appreciate that. But at the same time, I still like, look at this stack of CDs I got. You gotta have diversity. You can't just be doing the same old shit day in, day out. Now look, recently I got Float by A$AP Rock and Appleseed for my birthday. Great hip-hop albums. A$AP Rock, arguably one of the best rappers of all time. And when I say arguably, there's basically no doubt. I can't really find any fault. But at the same time, I have a little bit of Aussie punk with some Frenzal Rhomb. They're not bad, I don't mind it. But maybe I want to mix it up. I want to get a little bit old school. That's cool. I got some Jimi Hendrix. Hell, I just thought, fuck it, he's a pretty good musician. I'll get 2 of his albums. I might buy them all later. But at the same time, I'm not too much of a pussy fag, one of these metalheads who's like, oh, fucking rough grindcore, that's the best shit, everything else sucks. I've got fucking Metallica's S&M album, in my opinion their only good album, because it's the only time you really hear the compositions coming through. That's my opinion, I could be wrong. I'm not one of these metalheads who's like, oh, I got a few Cannibal Corpse albums, so everything else is shit. Stop being pretentious. And another one, you know, oh, okay, you've got some hip-hop, yeah, I got some more hip-hop, there you go, some NWA. But, you know, sometimes you want to get a little bit rustic, you want to feel something from a different culture. Well, I got some Sonny Boy Terry Williamson, well, it's actually just Sonny Boy, but that's cool. Fucking great blues musician. I love his music. It's a little bit depressing for some, but it's got this really cool sultry sound with a lot of soul. You can really feel the music. And I know some people, oh, feel the music, oh, where's the bass? No, feel the music isn't a physical thing. It's when you're mentally stimulated by the thing you're listening to, you moronic twat. But at the same time, I don't mind a little bit of contemporary pop. So I got a little bit of Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds, Murder Ballads. It's a great album. You know, I like my metal, I like my death metal, I like my blues and all that, but it's okay to come back for some pop, because I'm not a pretentious dickhead, I'm open-minded. And there's a lot of people in the metal community who are like, oh, you know, Slayer's best album was, you know, God Hates Us All, or Hell Awaits, or some shit like that. Fuck that. You may think I'm mainstream, but Rain in Blood is their best album. It sounds so fresh, even now, and it came out in '86. But at the same time, God Hates Us All isn't a bad album. It's a pretty good album. But you're probably thinking to yourself, oh, that's not really, you know, anything different from anyone else, a little bit of variation. Well, I do like the old school rocker. You know, a little bit of Led Zeppelin. I like to go back to the roots of things. I mean, I'm not this closed-minded idiot who's going to get all my Cannibal Corpse albums and throw everything else out just because that's the trend of the week. I like music. If you like music, you're not just a metalhead. You're not just a hip-hopper. You're not just this, you're not just that. You like music. It's an art form that you appreciate. Hence, you can expose yourself to any type of music, and if it's good, you can find the good in it. But if you're one of these people who wants to stay closed-minded, I only listen to the charts. I don't listen to anything old. That's another one. I mean, Robert Johnson, he was a guy, Delta blues legend from like the 1930s. That's when he was doing his music, when he was recording his pieces. A very interesting man, because there's a mystery behind where was he from, his history, where did he go, did he die, did he get shot? It's very intriguing, just the story about him. And then on top of that, his music for its time would have blown people's mind, and I can flippin' appreciate that. And people like, there's like Huckleberry Finn and all this, like even the old school Beethoven, oh, classical shit. You have to understand, that's what they had to work with at the time. Understand that and you can appreciate it. Yeah, I'm not saying that everyone should bump classical everywhere. I'm just saying, how can you rule out a whole genre in general? You know, oh, I hate pop music, I hate top 10. Sometimes I will admit some things leak through that aren't so bad. I don't actually have a problem with Thrift Shop by Macklemore. The message is good, it's a little bit sloppy, it's not the best rap, but it has a good message and I can appreciate it on that basis alone. And even some of his other songs are pretty good because they're kind of deep. Kind of. They're not ballsy enough for me. I like something that tells it as it is. A bit of Bob Dylan, something like that, you know, a la Guthrie, you know, mix it up. All these people being the same. Oh, I got a Cannibal Corpse shirt on, that must mean he's a metalhead. No, I like this band. I like this band. If you put your ear near my headphones, most of the time I'm either bumping blues or fucking hip hop. But yeah, I'm wearing this because I also bump that every now and again. Being closed-minded, I only like this, I'm not going to expose myself to anything else. Open up your brain, open up your mind, open up the world. There's so much music and arts to be enjoyed, but no, I only like this. I only like action films. There's some fucking brilliant dramas with great action sequences. You're missing out on something you already enjoy and exposing yourself to something that you probably will enjoy as well. But although, to be fair, it is a little bit looser with film and TV shows because people are a bit more open-minded because it's the art form that is predominantly viewed by pretty much everyone, you know what I'm saying? Like books, another art form, you know, literature, something that, you know, most of my generation aren't really interested in unless it's illuminated by an iPad. Pick up a book. Pick up a book, it's not that fucking hard. No, it's better off the iPad. No, it isn't. The battery runs out. You know how long the battery life is on a book? It's fucking infinite. Try sitting outside on a sunny day and reading a book. Sitting outside? I can't get an extension lead out there for my Xbox. Oh, for fuck's sake. You don't want to try anything new? You want to keep everything exactly the same? Do that. I hope it works out for you. But seriously, it's so much better when you open your mind. And you may have to do it in pieces. I'm not saying just change your life. I'm saying just learn to be open-minded. Teach yourself. It's within all of us, but a lot of us close it off. And if all of us opened up this open-mindedness, no racism, no discrimination of any kind. You know, look at racism. It's just not understanding another race. You don't get them, you're afraid of them, you're a racist. It's stupid. Open your mind and learn to understand them, you moronic twat. Like all these generalizations and shit like that. Fuck that off. And it starts with music. Because when you're really young, you get into music. Because as a child, you can't watch television and fully intently get it, but you can get music. And it starts at a young age. And if, you know, at a young age you're open, but as we grow, we're told by society to close off. But you've got to cut that down. Cut it down, because you get closed-minded and then you're stuck in a rut. Like a rat in a cage. Anyway, my opinions on that. Wrong, right, work for you, don't work for you. It's all good. Freedom of speech. Mad as a goat.